Hello and welcome to episode, what episode are we on again? To episode 13 of
The Complete Charting Guide.
There is no recommended content for this video. Okay, before I get too ahead of myself, let's start by saying, what is Starpower, how does it work, and what does it look like? Alright, so here's an example song I made, and by song I mean chart with no audio. So, you can see these three gems here. This yellow, blue, yellow, they are shaped like stars, and they have this blue outline on them. That means that they are part of a Starpower phrase. If I hit every note in the phrase, it will give me 1/4 of a bar of Starpower down here. So let's do it, and hopefully not miss. Alright, so there it is. So now you can see this bar right here is 1/4 of the way filled. Now, if I were to miss a note in this phrase, even if I hit everything else, if I just miss one note, it will not count. So you can see I hit the first note and the last note, but I did not get anything for that, and obviously my multiplier went back down to 0. So let's hit this one. So now I have half a bar, and now it's kind of lit up more, and this means that it's available to use. So I need at least 1/2 of this bar filled in order to use the Starpower. Otherwise, if you try to use it, nothing will happen. So now I have these notes here, and I'll show you what happens when I use it. So you can see I now have an 8 times multiplier for the notes, and I'm getting tons of score compared to what you'd usually get, which the maximum is 4 times multiplier. So what the Starpower is doing is it is increasing your score multiplier by a factor of 2. So if it was 2 times originally, then it'd be 4 times. If it was 3 times, now it's 6. And then I just put this here to show that if you whammy, like this is a sustained note and I'm using a whammy, it gives me more Starpower than usual. So usually when I hit a phrase, it only gave me 1/4. But as I was doing that whammy, it was giving me extra Starpower, even though it wasn't the last note of the phrase. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes 4 full measures for half a bar to run out. Basically just every quarter bar, it will be 2 full measures for the Starpower to run out. So I should mention, obviously this bar only goes up so much. So the maximum Starpower you can get is to fill this, which is 4 quarter charges, which would be 1 per phrase, assuming you don't have any sustains and you use whammy on them. If I haven't mentioned this yet, I'll be using Smoochum's Starpower guide, which is pinned in the Clone Hero Discord in charting discussion, if you want to find it. It's basically like the golden standard for Starpower in charts, so I figured why make my own script when I can just follow this, it already exists. So let's talk about when to start and end phrases. I'm actually going to talk about this first. So phrases should be 2 measures long, and they should range from 1 to 4 measures depending on how hard a section is. So this is the most important part though, and I'm going to go into Moonscraper and show you. This is the chart that I made in video 12.5, which you don't have to go watch that video. It's just basically me talking for an hour straight about charting choices. So nothing much to see there. I didn't introduce any new information. You still caught up to speed if you skipped it. If I place down a phrase here, then it makes this note only just a single note phrase. But if I hold right click and drag it like I would for a normal sustain, then it makes it like longer, and now you can see these 4 notes are the star shape, and this note that it goes directly up to is not part of it, which, you know, whatever. But when it's saying 2 measures long, so this is the start of a measure. So I have 1, here's another one. So here's 1 measure long because this is the 0th measure because that's where it starts. 1 measure has passed, and then 2. So this is what it means by Starpower should be 2 measures long. They can be 1 to 4 measures. I think most charters have their own preference on what they tend to do with harder or easier sections, but basically if you have a really hard section or a really easy section and you want to put the Starpower there, If it's super hard, you should probably make the star power shorter. If it's super easy, you might consider making it longer. The distance between the starts of phrases is 10 to 12 measures, and that's what you want. You can do other amounts, like I do 8 sometimes, but if you make 2 phrases closer together, then you generally want some other phrases to be farther apart to compensate for that. So like the average is 10 to 12, if that makes sense. Like let's say this is a good spot for star power and it goes up to here. Then I will start counting. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right here, mark that. 11 and 12. This is the range that you want your first note, or first gem of the star power to start. Now, I'd probably do like around here. So 1, 2. Ideally, I think I'd want this. So if you want your star power to be in different spots, like I do right here, so I could do this and then make the next one closer, like only make it 9 or something. Or I can simply not start this at the beginning of the song, which really you shouldn't be doing anyway. I could start it right here, since I just released 2, then this would be 11 measures away. So I'll count again really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it's actually 12 away. So I could even, if I wanted to, take this and put it right here. Right, so there's options. You're not like super constrained when you're doing star power, but where you set up the first one is kind of going to determine where all the other ones are. Breaks in the song should not be counted as measures. So for example, if all of this did not exist, then when I'm counting my measures, I have to go 0, 1, 2. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Alright, this is would be the end of measure 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. The difficulty of the phrases should all be like average the same. So you might have one very difficult phrase, but you make that one shorter, and you have some easier ones. On average, you want them to be 2 measures long and just be moderate difficulty. When you're ending phrases, you are going to want to do it on strong accented notes. For example, this one ends on the first beat of a new section, which is why I wanted it up here in the first place, so you can hear. Very strong, very accented. As long as it's a stronger note than rest. Anyway, let us continue. So you want enough space at the end of the chart so that a full charge of star power activated at the last second can be still used. So for an extreme example, let's say the star power is this. So you would receive the star power right here, because this is the last note. And if you use the star power right here when you get it, you get one note out of it, and then all the other star power is wasted. So you don't want the star power to be here, because it's way too late in the song. Same thing with right here, right? You still get some notes on it, but your star power is going to run out, and you're just wasting a lot of it. 8 to 10 measures of actual notes after the final phrase. You could literally count, but I kind of just go by my eyes. So maybe I'll have like this be the final measure. Maybe it could use more. I think it's just personal preference of how much space you like to leave at the end of your chart. Just as long as it is at least this much, you can have more if you want. There are some songs that are so short, like if it's literally a 3-second song, don't even add star power. It's basically a meme chart at that point anyway. If your chart's like, let's say 15 to 20 seconds long, you can still fit star power in there, but obviously you can't use these rules of 10 to 12 measures between each phrase, because then you'll have like one phrase in the song and that's it. You're basically just looking for the accented notes. When you're using really, really fast BPM, your star power is going to run out instantly. Even if it's charted correctly on this, you use star power, it's just going to go boom, gone. Don't make your BPM super fast. So yeah, the same thing if it goes really, really slow, it's just the opposite problem. So if your BPM is like 20, your star power is going to last like 10 years. If it's too fast or it's too slow, it's going to ruin the star power. With all of that in mind, let's put star power down. I think I actually liked the start of this, where the star power starts right here. Boom, and then this can end right here nicely. Get rid of this. And we'll just go from here. If it's a really easy song, sometimes I'll even put the speed to 2 times so I can go through faster. But this song, especially in here with the open notes, they tend to like block seeing these lines, so it's harder to read. But let's just go. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then boom. I would like my star power to end right here. But this is number 10, I believe. I don't even know how that worked out. Probably because this is an extra 1 bar. So if this is the start of the measure, this would be ideal. But this is 9. So I could make up for that later. Well, let's see. Alright, so this is 10. And this is 11. 11. 12. Drag, and then end right here. I think I'm just gonna say do it halfway in like this. Alright, I'll recount it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so yes, this is the 13th measure after this. So we're gonna have to make the next one a little bit closer than usual. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that lines up beautifully. 9. Now the thing is, this is only 1 measure long, and I want it to be 2 measures long. I'm thinking I'll just drag it backwards, and it'll just be 8 for this one. So let's continue. This is 2 because I know it's 2 measures long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Same situation, huh? I think I'm going to copy what I did last time. So this is now 13 again from the last one. So that was number 13. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That works well. So right here would be 12. And if you're wondering, in video 12.5 we didn't do the solo. So between videos I just put down the chords from the rhythm section, just so we have something to look at for the solo, instead of just having to skip it. So let's continue. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe right here. Boom. And boom. So, yeah. So this one doesn't even, or does not actually end on the first beat of a measure, but that's fine because it's a very accented note and it's the last note of the solo. Now the reason I counted this empty space right here is because it's only 1 measure long. If it was like 3 or 4 measures long, I wouldn't count it. But since it's only 1 measure, I will count it. Now, this sustain is very, very long. So if the player whammies through this, they're gonna get full star power. So here would be 2. And I'm not really gonna count this because there's not actual notes, because they're gonna have more star power than usual. So I want the next phrase to be farther away. Alright, so 2. Let's just say this is all 2. 2, 2. Alright. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, sure. And then boom, that's the last star power. If you're doing multiple instruments, what I'd recommend, or at least what I do, is I will do, like, I'll copy and paste this. Then I'll go to rhythm, just go boom, guitar, go back to the next phrase, copy and paste this, rhythm, paste, and then just keep on doing that, and that's how you'll get all the phrases in there. Because I think if you just copy and paste all of them like this, and then just try to place down the star power, it will delete all the notes that are in between here that you already placed down. So I just do it one by one. And doing star power for drums is a completely different thing, which will eventually, I will do a kind of different guide just for drums, but that is the far, far future. So when it comes to playtesting, you don't have to. I mean, you can. Some people maybe think that it's more important. As long as you know what you're doing, you don't have to playtest. But if you're unsure of what you're doing, but you're used to playing charts with Starpower, maybe playtesting could help you. And that goes for really anything with charting. If you're uncertain, but you know how to play Clone Hero, and you know what feels right, then you could like play it and be like, that feels weird. If you get 7 stars on a song, you need exactly a 4.4 multiplier or higher for the song. So like on average, that's how much multiplier you had. The max multiplier is 4, unless you use star power, then it goes up to 8 for a second. So then if you use star power, you can bring that average above 4, is how that works, if that makes sense. Let me show you how you can check what your theoretical maximum multiplier is. CHOpt, which is not on this desktop. Here it is, CHOpt exe. And I'll have the link to this program in the description. Otherwise, you can just find it in the Clone Hero Discord in the pins. So I've opened it up. It looks like this. Just leave all these settings the same. They're whatever. So load chart. So I'm going to go to the chart. So I'm going to go to desktop. You will find example, which is the one. No, that's not the one I was doing. It is liar, which is this one. Okay. So you open that. Draw image to desktop. I don't know why I was doing that. So this is an image of the optimal routing. So the green is where I have placed the star power, and the blue is where it thinks you should use the star power for the best score possible. But this is not what you actually want to look at. You're going to see is down here in this box. If you go back to this, which is still open from before, it never closed, there will be a score somewhere here. Yeah, average multiplier right here. 5.39. It's pretty high. I think that's because of the sustains, that especially long sustain at the end brought the multiplier way up. 4.4 is what you need for 7 stars. And like 5 to 5.1 is about average. If I really wanted to be picky about my chart, I could go back and try and bring that multiplier down. Next video. What is next video? Video 14 will be lyrics. And until then, happy charting.